Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Spencer TCG here with another video of some Han gameplay. Today we're going to be playing against Tarkin. Thank you guys so much for checking me out. We go to a local once or twice a week and we try to showcase one of my matches there. I'm trying to get different leaders. This week I ended up playing against 2 red yellow Sabines and 1 Tarkin. We did beat both Sabines, and now you guys get to see what happens in this Tarkin game. So yeah, enjoy. So the general idea, guys, versus Tarkin or other mid-range decks like Tarkin is that we really want to be looking for resupply and then using Han ability and playing a 7-drop when they're only at 4 resources. If you guys ever do that versus a mid-range deck that has no way of tapping down your leader to disrupt you, you just always win. Sorry, this guy comes in for a second. He was showing us his cool draft deck where he got 5 Death Star stormtroopers, which is pretty crazy in Tarkin, right? All right, but the idea is that we are ramping up to our 7-drop, and it's just really, really hard for mid-range players to come back from that because they're all about, trading and getting this incremental value. But when we're like 3 resource cards ahead of them, it's just pretty tough. So usually I don't like playing a 3-drop on turn 1 using Han ability just because it is a mid-range matchup. You don't want to lose value like that right when the game starts. You guys did miss it, but I did mulligan already, and it was a pretty bad hand after my mulligan. And yeah, so we just play nothing on turn 1, and he gets to play his Tarkin. We come out with the Rogue Operative, which is pretty nice because it just swings for 4, and it has Saboteur. Yeah, so he does play a Sentinel, but we still have the option of killing his 2-3 if we want to. I actually thought about this for a little bit. I remember in the game if I wanted to be killing his Sentinel or the 2-3. I think I end up going into his Sentinel, but I think I wish I went into the 2-3. I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember, but he does heal a lot this game, and just allowing my opponent to heal a game might have been a mistake. I was just kind of, I don't know. I was like 3 is more than 2. Let's kill his 3-3. But I ended up getting a little bit sad about how much he heals later in the game. There was also the consideration that like if he gives, cell block guard a counter on it, it's a little bit more threatening sitting there at 4 HP than his Yularen is. Just because a 4-4 better than a 3-4. I mean, these are just normal stats, right? So that's still an up for debate. We'll just say it's up for debate. Rogue Operative dies here. We probably would have been a little bit happier if we ended up playing a 3-4 turn 1. There's 2 other 3-drops in our deck that are 3-4s. They would have traded into both guys. That's why those stats are so important. You see I have a wing leader in hand. I considered wing leadering first, my Rogue Operative, but I did open the resupply, so I ended up drawing it. So we resupply here. He won't be at 4 resources when we Han. He'll be at 5, but that is still a great tempo swing. As long as we can get the 7-drop. But spoiler alert, I actually don't draw a 7-drop this game, which is pretty hard because I'm also, if you guys have seen my deck list, I'm playing the 97th Legions. So I should be getting 7-drops almost all the time. Right now we've seen 6, 12, 13, 14 cards-ish. And not seeing a 7-drop is much sadness. And you can tell right away I don't have it because I'm playing a 3-drop route, right? Otherwise, I would have been summoning Han and going sideways. Another consideration, too, guys, is because he has a Death Star Stormtrooper at 4 attack, if you just summon Han right away before using his ability, if you were trying to play a 7 cost, is he could play... whatchamacallit, the thing that just gives +2/+2 overwhelming barrage. You get overwhelming barrage as Death Star Stormtrooper, and then my Han just dies, and that's just a complete blowout. So when he's at 5 resources like that, you gotta be a little bit careful. So as soon as he taps them down for his dude, I'm free to go play Han Solo. I think my opponent here could have summoned his Tarkin first to at least bait that he has the overwhelming barrage. Right? And then it makes it a lot harder for me. I have to make an action. I mean, I could pass, but he could also pass with me, which might actually not be that bad for him. So, yeah. something to consider. I think I was pretty sad off this Han Solo top deck. I think it ended up being a 97th Legion, and I was like, huh, of course, right? Just always one card away. I do really like Emperor's Royal Guard in this deck because Tarkin isn't official, so that's a cool play. We ended up playing Wing Leader to make my Akbar just a little bit bigger. Honestly, I'm feeling like pretty good in this spot. We're about even on board, but I feel like, I have an extra unit. And I played Resupply this game, so I am feeling just a little bit ahead. But, his guy's getting pretty big. His Royal Guard is a 5/6 right now. With Sentinel. Another reason we played Wing Leader on Akbar, because 5 does not deal 6 damage. So our Akbar would live if he swung into it. I don't think he's going to, but, if he did. We're playing R2 now. Why are we playing R2 first? I have a bunch of other cards. We're trying to see what's on the top of my deck. I ended up keeping it, which probably means it's a very impactful card. Intercepts my Wing Leader away, right? All we want to do now is be looking for our power cards, things that cost 7 or 8. But because I missed it 2 turns in a row, like I missed it last turn and this turn, this game is going to become a lot harder for me because my opponent now is going to match me on resources, which means next turn, like he'll be at 7, he can play Darth Vader. And now we're playing 7 drops at the same time, which, the reason Han is such a good deck is because it usually can always play a 7 drop at least 1 turn, but a lot of the times 2 turns before your opponent. And doing it at the same time does not feel great. But we're getting a little bit of value from our Akbar. Hopefully remember to restore 1. Looks like I do. The Interceptor did a really good job there at clearing my only space unit, and now it just gets to, sit there for free and deal 4. I have a pretty big board, but again, I feel like a lot of this is answerable to just a Darth Vader, which, he probably has it. Like, why wouldn't he? Is sadness. It looks like I shouldn't be at 9, though. I should be at 8, so I think I forgot to get rid of a resource last turn, which we then remind myself. Luckily, I counted out to make sure I didn't use an extra resource last turn, and I didn't. So we're all good. We kill the resource. And we're back to 8. So, not the cleanest gameplay by me, but I'm glad I caught it. Don't want to be accidentally cheating. So he plays Darth Vader as we, foresaw, and now we have to deal with this body, which is going to be pretty annoying. It's a little bit of an uphill battle now, especially if they're playing other late game cards. Again, like we're both playing mid-range decks, but his value is sometimes, he gets +1 counters. And my value is that I'm like cheating out 7 drops a little bit early. So if we're now in the exact same state, he's going to get a little bit more value from his hero ability than I am. Like the +1 counters is going to be doing more than ramping, because what am I ramping into? Especially if she is playing... especially if she is playing like other big guys, so she could be playing like a Recklessness or whatever that card is called, or a Devastator, and then I'd be devastated because those are just really big cards and they're matching my smaller cards now, so we would just probably get overpowered. And my Akbar is doing a lot of work, which is really nice to see. And we're playing another R2D2, which she's probably pretty happy about. We're just playing all these small guys again. We didn't have a big thing. So I wonder what my R2D2 saw the turn before. It was probably a Waylay. That's what I'm guessing. Because he did have that 5/6. It just seemed like a pretty clean play. But as you can see, like, man, now we're 3 turns not playing what our deck's supposed to be doing. That is very, very bad. She's sitting over there with a Vader and an Interceptor, and she's got a Palpatine in hand. We didn't even talk about that card. Yeah, you can just play Palpatine. So there's so many big cards that she could be doing right now. My Akbar only had, I think, 1 left, so she does 3, 1, and 2 to my Bright Hope, which also puts Bright Hope in death range to the Imperial Interceptor. And this game is looking like really, really bad for us right now. But, you know, I am resilient and I will try to crawl my way back. This game is a longer one. We finally do see our 7 cost card. We didn't resource this turn, so we're still only at 8. So now we're matching resources, which is fine. You know, once we get to 8, there's nothing in the deck that costs more than 8, but, you know, 10 is sometimes a good benchmark too, because then we could play a 7 and a 3 drop in the same turn. The only reason I didn't resource is just because I liked all the cards in my hand. But I'm sure the next 2 turns I will try to resource. Once you get to 10 resources, you could probably stop, unless, like, your current hand demands that you want 11. I don't know, right? But, like, if your game goes super long, like, don't feel like you need to get to, like, 13 resources to play a 7 drop and 2 3 drops. That's probably overkill that late in the game. Probably only happens versus control as well, and, you know, they have board wipes, so no need to play 3 cards in one turn. Really hard to see what I have there. It looks like I have a Gamorrean Guards, a Wing Leader. You know, like, I'm under a lot of pressure right now. I know I have only taken 2 damage so far. I have 2 damage on my base. But if you look at his 4, 9, 6, he has 15 damage on the board. So if I don't do something right, I'm taking 15 twice. And, hey, that's death. So we probably want Sentinel units. I'm just eyeing the Wing Leader because it feels so nice with my Bright Hope. Because it pushes it above the Imperial Interceptor. And we're probably going to grab Gamorrean Guards. I think I thought for a long time on this because I was like, man, I can grab 2 C3POs. While one of them dies, I get 2 looks at my deck. And hopefully I can draw some more 7s. Because, you know, like, ideally that play I just hit a Han Solo. Like, it was pretty crazy that I hadn't drawn Han Solo yet. And then I look at 10 cards and still don't see Han Solo. Because Han Solo would have felt great there. I would have just rammed it into his Palpatine. And then he's in this really awkward spot with Darth Vader where it's a 5/5. And does he lose it for free next turn to my Han Solo? Or does he just trade it in now and put my Han to 1? That probably actually would have won us the game if we were able to hit that Han Solo. Which shows how strong Ewing is, just looking for the exact thing we need. But here we are counting up our experience tokens with our damage dice. And it just becomes a lot. So yeah. So instead of getting a 6/6 that kills his 8-drop, we have a 4/4 that currently does not have Sentinel. Right here, I'm actually really hoping that he just trades into our 4/4 and puts his Vader to 1, because then at least R2-D2 can finish the job if we take the initiative, which is pretty good work for R2-D2. But yeah. Not having Sentinel right now, if I was playing... Oh, so he ends up going into... She ends up going into the R2-D2. And then she trades her Interceptor into my Bright Hope. Oh, there we go. You see, I see that top deck, 97 Legion and a Han Solo. Well, of course, now we're getting the 7s. So now my Gamorrean Guards has to train into Vader. So I guess like what she did was like the same thing pretty much, no matter who she attacked. I think I would have gone face there with my Darth Vader instead, just to start applying a little bit more pressure. I'm not really nervous about the Sentinel unit. Like I have a 6/6 standing right next to me. But yes, I get the value in when I can. She gets the value in as well with her Palpatine. I quickly respond with a Han Solo with first strike. He doesn't take any damage back because he kills off him. He kills off the Emperor Palpatine. But now, what is she at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She's at 9 resources. So good for us. She didn't play like anything too big, like a Relentlessness. But I'm actually getting really worried here. I'm like, man, if she runs Devastator in her list, this would be very bad for us. I don't feel like I'm in a good board enough position to deal with Devastator. That card actually quickly ends the game. I also don't have much experience playing against it. It's such an awkward unit. It has Sentinel and Overwhelm. It feels like you're always taking a crap ton of damage every turn. And that's like a little bit the one weakness of Han is it like doesn't have answers to ginormous space units besides Waylay, or just also playing your own ginormous space unit. But Home 1 with Wing Leader is still smaller than a Devastator, which is very sad. She plays out 2 Sentinel units, so now I just have so much to go through. And like I said, if she ends up playing the Devastator here, I feel like I just have so much to go to. I feel like I'm still in an okay position. Like I'm getting all these free Han Solo trades. I mean, I have a Sentinel unit with Bright Hope, but like I said, Devastator runs through that because it has Overwhelm. 4 or 5. Okay, so she has 2 Overwhelming Barrages in hand, so no Devastator. It's good for us. Something's taken 5. Let's see, our Bright Hope only has, I think, 2 left on it. 2, 1. Yeah, 2. 2, 1, 2. And we have a Falcon, a 97th Legion. Nice, we just run out with the 97th Legion. Cost 7. It's a 10-10. Asked to borrow her die. Should have brought my D20 with me. Yeah, but this is why I really like 97 Legion, guys. Like, it is just such a big body that it's just going to be hard for your opponent to deal with. Like, decks that don't play Power of the Dark Side, like, they have to deal that much damage. And that is a lot of damage to deal. 10 is a lot. But we do see that she has the other Overwhelming Barrage, which means she can do 7 damage to something if she wants to play the second one. So she does. She goes Overwhelming Barrage. Looks like she's going to kill off my Han Solo. You're just counting up. So it should be another 3 damage to 97th Legion. But which is really sad for us. So now I'm in this spot where I could use Han I could use Han ability to go to 11 resources, which means that my 97th Legion would live if it got attacked by a Royal Guard. I just don't know if that's worth losing a card in my hand right now to save it. I think I should have saved it, you know. I don't know why I really wanted this Falcon. I just really wanted it, and I ended up playing it. But I think it could have been right to save my 97th Legion by resourcing the Falcon, because I know she would have to spend the whole turn attacking my 97th Legion, and then you Yularen it, and I'm like clearing 2 guys for a card. So I think it would have been worth. But she ends up going face anyway, which ends up being like actually like really weird to me. I was like, how are you gonna deal with my 97th Legion now? But she must have been confident that she could, because I'm like, hey, now my guy is going to 11. This is another reason to resource later, just to make your guy a little bit bigger. So he has 8 health left. And now it's kind of like a 1-2 punch to the face. I keep forgetting, though, that the Royal Guard has Sentinel. So I do have to attack into the Royal Guard. And she does draw a 3rd Overwhelming Barrage. This is actually like so brutal. I think it was really, really greedy of her to ship 2 Overwhelming Barrages and then attack my face and not kill my 97th Legion. Because you still have a pretty commanding like board presence. But she gets rewarded because she draws another Overwhelming Barrage. And now she's doing 5 damage to my guy. And I can't attack face. I think I can, but I'm dumb because she has a Sentinel unit. So I'm just like, okay, I'll attack into your guy. Like I already said I was attacking, so I'll just continue attacking and let my mistake be a mistake. But I don't really think I have anything in hand to deal with the unit anyway. Plays a 7th Sister. Now these games are going super long. And usually in Han, I'm okay with the super long games because I have a lot of value that I can do. So we're playing a home 1. We do have 2 resources left, so I could play something that costs up to 5 from my yard. We probably don't. We probably just play a wing leader. I think I make this call that, you know, I'm at 15, so I'm going to be taking 5 right here. But if I wing leader my home 1 and with a Falcon, I could get the game. I ended up going for Echo-based Defender. I actually don't know why I went for Echo-based Defender. Maybe I was just like scared of dying, but the 7th Sister does really good into it, so maybe I was just being a little silly there. I get to heal 1 off my just explain to her that home 1 gives everybody restore. C3PO does draw me a card, which is nice. It's a resupply, so it's completely useless. But yeah, I actually don't know why I went Echo-based Defender. I think that's actually a misplay. I should have 100% got a wing leader. I might have also been considering, hey, now I can protect my C3PO. but I think that is a misplay on my part. I should have made my home one bigger. Do I think that matters actually at all? It doesn't look like it, because as you see here, she does run Devastator, and I am completely sad. This is going to be a huge uphill battle for the rest of the game. There's my face. It just coming in and dealing 10 damage, yeah, not good. So I just lost my best unit, and because it has Sentinel, I can't even go around it. But I do get the Han Solo value, so I guess it ends up being in my favor that I grab the Echo Base Defender. But I still think Wing Leader probably was the right play at the time. So yep, she does heal because she played a green unit. And this goes back to me never killing that card. This is a different one. Now I'm losing it myself. Still having PTSD from not killing the first Colonel. We're just playing out our hand every single turn. If we keep it on top, then it has to either be a Waylay or like a U-Wing. Or maybe my second copy of 97th Legion. Like, I need something, because the Devastator is going to end the game very fast. Even if I get a Bright Hope, I'd still be taking 5 or 6 damage, and then I'd be taking, 10 the next turn. The fact that you can give counters to the Devastator is actually just so insane. We always get to guess right with C-3PO because we had an R2, so now we have a Bright Hope. We don't have the initiative, though. So if she just attacks me right away, we're down to 5 life left. I don't pay for the Millennium Falcon. I have 12 resources exactly. So I must have like Bright Hope with a home one. Otherwise, I would have just paid for the Falcon. But Falcon also doesn't do much, right? Like, the thing has Sentinel. Like, this thing is actually so good against Han. But not many people are playing Devastator right now. And most decks that do play Devastator, you can usually out-pressure and kill them and make them feel like they can never, ever get to 10 resources and make them resource the card. Which maybe we'll see in the next game. Oh, boy. Yeah, so now I'm at 5, guys. So we need to find a way to not take 5 damage and continue to pressure my opponent. Home one's a good start. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't know what I want here. So there's a lot of things I can get. I have 4 extra resources. We could go for Bright Hope and return R2D2 because that's a lot of value. I could have went for Akbar 2 and killed his Yularen. Darth Vader's pretty good. And Akbar killing Yularen actually might have been just a lot better. I don't know. Because I think I have a Bright Hope in hand, And again, Bright Hope doesn't completely shut down Devastator because I'm still taking 5 damage. So I still need to find a way to heal right now. And she heals another one from the Yularen. And this is just me sad. I'm not killing it. Just getting so much value off these little heals. That Darth Vader was just like so good right there. Yeah, I think this is where it becomes doomed because I didn't kill Yularen. Phase 2 for General Veers. I think this is also misplay. Like, you're making everything a little bit bigger, but you're also allowing me the opportunity to deal with Yularen. Man, that even makes Devastator bigger. So I think you just get in your 2 damage with Yularen right away. Put me to 4. And that's probably like always GG right away. So it's a little bit greedy to play the pump unit first. But, there's merit to just saying, hey, do you have it? But this game still has time left, guys. There's still 5 minutes in this game. Will I claw back? That is the real question. I'm really trying. I think we've already played 1 Waylay this game, so we need to Waylay Devastator 2 more times, while also playing other threatening units. And not only do I need to Waylay Devastator, but I need to Waylay it and then somehow swing with my home one before it gets blown up. Okay, so I do have the first Waylay, which saves me. And she ended up taking initiative before ever swinging for 3. I am unsure of the reasoning. I think she was probably thinking just to kill me with Devastator, which actually makes a lot of sense now that I'm saying it out loud. But I think you always swing 3 because there's almost no card in the game that allows me to deal with that Vader and Devastator on the same turn. So you get the 3 down so that I'm in Darth Vader killing range. For sure. But she has the initiative, so she just gets her damage in, so I go down to 1. And how does me possibly stay alive here? Because we're still cooking. Oh yeah, we got the U-Wing. All right, this uphill battle continues. So we're playing the U-Wing, and what do we need here? We almost have our whole deck. I make a little note of that. 3 cards left. But U-Wing, we're looking for a Sentinel unit and then something to attack with Home One right away. So I guess like our best play would be to get... Okay, that's fine. Like another really good play would be get like Gamorrean guards with a Fleet Lieutenant, so that I can swing with my Home One and just pressure the life total. Because if I'm able to get a Fleet Lieutenant there, Home One swings and puts him to 8, which then she would have to play Devastator right away to kill the Han, which prevents Bright Hope from attacking. But, you know, then I'm just able to pressure a little bit harder. And she kills the first Sentinel. I know she has Devastator right now, and I'm wondering why she didn't just use it to kill Home One right away. Maybe she wants me to attack with something first and just kill the other thing. That's another way. My life pad's getting a little bit insane. I probably should have reset it. So 3 to 10. I only have 3 damage left. She uses those cool coin things, so maybe I should get some of those for myself. But she's taking 20, has 10 left. Here comes the Devastator again. God, makes me want to play that card. Ooh, should we add Devastator to Han? Okay. I'll pay 12. No. Yeah, and then she just kills the other one. So now my Han Solo's dead. We're really sad. It has that +1/+1 from General Veers. So it's doing 5 if it attacks into my Bright Hope. And yes, it is looking like all hope is lost for me. I still feel, you know, something that I actually forgot here is that I no longer have any yellow units. And I'm super dead right now. I probably should have conceded, but in my mind, Gamorrean Guard still has Sentinel because it just had Sentinel. And so I'm trying to think. And look, here's me about to attack with a Bright Hope. But again, that's a Sentinel unit on our board. So we're not doing that. We have a Fleet Lieutenant. Okay, we trade into one guy. We heal 1. Oh, we get a Waylay. All right. Which is pretty crazy. But again, my Gamorrean Guards doesn't have Sentinel. So if it does have Sentinel here... And look, I just keep forgetting that card has Sentinel. I think she lets me take this back, though, which is nice. So I Waylay it first, and then I swing, and then I go to 4. Oh, I should be going to 4. Put myself to 5. Dirty cheater. 5 to 8. Well, 5's still in the death range of Darth Vader. But again, guys, I thought my guy had Sentinel. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm coming back. Like, Devastator's too slow. I'll just swing and win. And I'm feeling good. I'm like thinking about what's a resource. And she's like, the game's over. I don't know why you're thinking so hard about resourcing. I have initiative. And you're freaking dead, man. But I thought my card had Sentinel. I'm just a little bit dumb sometimes. So, yeah. That's pretty much the game, guys. She's just going to swing with Darth Vader, and we dead and sad. I even point to it, and I'm like, oh, no yellow units. Whoops. Yeah, so I wasn't the cleanest play. We did forget a Han Solo trigger in the late game. We messed up the life count right there at the end. there were just a lot of hard things to think about. There was like where I swung with home one, and then she was able to Devastator my Han. You could say like, why not swing with Han first? Well, then my home one gets devastated, so I can never really save my home one to attack the Devastator to whittle it down enough, because it just will always kill the home one if my home one hasn't attacked yet. So there is that. I think that this game was probably decided by me whiffing on all my 7 drops 3 turns in a row. That was really, really bad. You know, we can even talk to you guys in full screen. Wow. Yeah, so, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It was a really good game by her. Good job. The Devastator was just really strong, and we were not able to combat that. Well, guys, this was game 1. And it was like 30 minutes long. So, you know, I was getting my camera ready for this game. So we only have like 12 minutes or some crazy number, 15, I think, 15 minutes left on the game clock for game 2 and 3 if we go to game 3. So our next game is going to be crazy fast. And for that reason, because this video is 30 minutes and the next one is super fast, we are just going to put game 2, and if there is a game 3, on that one with game 2. So we're going to release them at the same time. I just didn't want one video to be 50 minutes, just a little bit too long, I think. So yeah, we have separate videos, but they're going to go out at the same time. So if you guys just finished this video, I think I put the link down right away. I mean, I haven't made the other video yet, but when I do, the link will be in there by the time it comes out, if that makes sense. Anyway, guys, that was a lot of talking. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are here to the end, which is crazy, that means you've listened to me for 30 minutes. Maybe on your drive home, or maybe you actually watch the game. But either way, guys, as always, peace. Dose.